Today here we discuss limitation of Ohm's law. Limitations of Ohm's law. We know that in Ohm's law, at constant temperature, potential difference applying across conductor is directly proportional to corresponding current flow through conductor. Or at constant temperature, electric current flow through conductor is directly proportional to potential difference applying across conductor. Then here what is the limitation of Ohm's law? First limitation is Ohm's law is applicable for at low temperature. When temperature of conductor increases continuously. According to Ohm's law, at constant temperature, V is directly proportional to I. When current passes through conductor continuously, then conductor opposes the current due to its resistance. That means there is a loss of energy. This loss of energy produced heat. Due to heat, temperature of conductor increase. If temperature of conductor increase, then resistance continuously increases. That means Vi not directly proportional to I. That means conductor does not obey Ohm's law. For higher temperature, V not directly proportional to I. That means if we take here a curve between V and I, then initially this one is a straight line, but at a certain time it became like this one. This dot line, the dot line indicate V directly proportional to I. That means if voltage increases, then current also increases. But this solid line is represent V not directly proportional to I. That means this is the condition for Ohm's law. This is the condition Ohm's law does not obey. Now this point from O to A, this curve is a straight line. That means point A is the limit of Ohm's law. Next one is the Ohm's law is not obeyed by semiconductor diodes. Ohm's law does not obeyed by semiconductor diodes. For semiconductor diodes, I is directly proportional to, or V is directly proportional to I power 3 by 2, or some places it is written as I is directly proportional to 2 by 3. That means there is no straight line found between I and V. This one is the Vi curve for semiconductor diode. Here we take forward voltage. forward voltage, this one is the forward current. This one is the reverse voltage. This one is the reverse current. So this one is the forward bias. That means this is not a straight line. That means it does not obey Ohm's law. For Ohm's law, there is a curve between V and I is a straight line. This one is the reverse bias. Next one, Ohm's law is not obeyed by material gallium arsenide. For gallium arsenide, there is a VI curve. Here we take I. This one is the V. That means this one is the IV curve. Now here 3 regions. This one. This curve like this one. This. Here A, B and C. That means first, when voltage increases, then current also increases. That means from O to A, there is an approximate straight line. And from A to B, when voltage increases, current increases, but there is no straight line. And from B, when voltage increases, then current decreases. In board examination 2015, this one is the questions. This one is the diagram, and put up in this question, write the ohmic region, non-ohmic region and a negative resistance region. So here is a question. Give first ohmic region, second non-ohmic region, and the third one is the negative resistance region. So from figure it is clear that from O to A there is a straight line. If IV curve is a straight line, then conductor obey Ohm's law. Now here is the answer. First one is the OA. Ohmic region is OA. Second, non-ohmic region is AB. And the negative resistance region, here from B to C, when voltage increases, then current continuously decreases. That means here resistance is negative. So now third one is that means BC. BC give negative resistance region. Now next topic one is the ohmic and non-ohmic circuits. Ohmic and non-ohmic circuits. So first one is the ohmic circuit or material. Those materials which are strictly obey Ohm's law are called ohmic conductor, ohmic material or ohmic circuit. Again I repeat, those conductors, those materials which are strictly obey Ohm's law. That means for those materials VI curve is a straight line are called ohmic circuit or ohmic material. For ohmic materials V is directly proportional to I. That means VI curve is a straight line. That means those conductors have VI curve is a straight line are called ohmic materials or ohmic circuits. Example, all the metals. All the metals are ohmic at low temperature. Second one is the non-ohmic. Non-ohmic materials are circuit. Those materials are those circuit which are not strictly obey Ohm's law are called non-ohmic material or non-ohmic circuit. For non-ohmic circuit, I is directly proportional to V power 3 by 2. That means here we take this one is the I, this one is the V, then like this one. That means this curve not a straight line. If VI curve or IV curve not a straight line, then material or circuit do not obey Ohm's law. That means it is non-ohmic. Examples are non-ohmics are semiconductor diodes, vacuum diodes, thermistor, etc. Vacuum tube, semiconductor devices, thermistor, transistor, etc. Now next one is the temperature dependence of resistivity. Next topic one is the temperature dependence of resistivity. Temperature dependence of resistivity. Experimentally, it is found that when temperature of any conductor increases, then its resistivity highly increases. And resistivity of material of any conductor expressed in terms of temperature by a relation. Here, rho is equal to rho naught 1 plus alpha T minus T naught, where rho is the resistivity of material of conductor at any temperature, capital T Kelvin, and rho T is the resistivity of material of conductor at T naught, that means 273 Kelvin or 0 degree centigrade, and alpha is the temperature coefficient of resistivity. Temperature coefficient of resistivity. So now this expression gives resistivity of material of conductor depends on temperature difference T minus T naught. Now rho is equal to rho naught plus rho naught alpha T minus T naught. So now rho minus rho T, rho naught alpha T minus T naught. Now here alpha is equal to rho minus rho naught alpha T minus T naught. So now here for metal or conductor, alpha is positive. If alpha is positive, that means resistivity of conductor is continuously increases with increase of temperature. So now for aluminum, here is a curve. This one is a for aluminum, this one is the temperature, and this one is the resistivity, and this one is the rho naught. This value gives when T is equal to 0. If T is equal to 0, in this expression, here we put up T is equal to 0. If T is equal to 0, if here T is equal to 0, then rho is equal to rho naught. And this one is the for alloy. Any alloy, this one is the rho naught, this one is the rho, and this one is the T for alloy. So these are the graph between the resistivity and temperature for aluminum, for alloy. If we draw for copper, then there is a straight line. If we draw resistivity temperature graph for copper, then this one is the straight line. Next one is the for semiconductor. For semiconductor, alpha is negative. Alpha is negative, that means rho decreases with increase of temperature. So now we draw the curve between resistivity and temperature of a semiconductor. This one is the hyperbola. This graph put in board examination. Now next one is the effect of temperature on resistance of conductor. Effect of temperature on resistance of conductor. In 11th class, we all are study a chapter thermal expansion. In thermal expansion, we are experimentally found there is a change in length. There is a change in length in conductor due to heat energy is directly proportional to original length as well as change in temperature. Similarly, in effect of temperature on the resistance of conductor, experimentally it is found that change in resistance of conductor depends on two factors. So now here change in resistance of conductor depends on following two factors. First, change in resistance, that means R R2 minus R1 is directly proportional to initial resistance, that means R1. Now here R2 minus R1 is directly proportional to R1, and the second one is the change in resistance. R2 minus R1 is directly proportional to change in temperature. That means T2 minus T1 degree centigrade.
Okay.
Now from 1 and 2 we get R2 minus R1 is directly proportional to R1 into T2 minus T1. Now here R2 minus R1 is equal to alpha R1 T2 minus T1. Now here alpha is equal to R2 minus R1 and R1 into T2 minus T1. Or T2 minus T1 is equal to R2 minus R1 and R1 into alpha. This one is the second equation. This equation is used to find the temperature coefficient of resistance, and this equation is used to find the temperature of conductor at any case. Now here R1 is the resistance at temperature T1 degree centigrade. R2 is the resistance at temperature T2 degree centigrade, and alpha is the temperature coefficient of resistance. In NCERT, there are 5 questions related to these expressions. There are 3 examples and 2 questions in exercise. And there are some questions in PDF. There is a first question, one is the in PDF. There is a first question, one is the for a given wire there are 2 curves at temperature T2 and at temperature T1. Here we take I, here we take V. Then in this question, which temperature is higher? This one is the IV curve. In IV curve, resistance is equal to 1 upon slope of IV curve. That means resistance of graph OP, resistance of OT2 is greater than resistance of OT1. But resistance is directly proportional to temperature. Since graph OT have higher resistance in comparison to OT1, that means temperature of graph OT2 is greater in comparison to temperature of OT1. So now here temperature T2 is greater than temperature T1.